I'll never forget the moment my phone lit up with her text. Meeting tonight, might sleep at the office. My heart sank, but I typed back, I'll bring coffee for you and Jake. I didn't know why I said it. Maybe I was testing her. Maybe I just wanted to believe everything was still okay. My name's Ethan, and I've been married to Clara for 7 years. We met in college, back when life felt like a wide-open road. She was the girl who laughed too loud at bad jokes, the one who dragged me to late-night diners for milkshakes when we should have been studying. I fell for her warmth, her spark, the way she made every moment feel alive. We built a life together. A cozy apartment, weekend hikes, lazy Sundays with pancakes and playlists. It wasn't perfect, but it was ours. Clara worked long hours as a marketing manager, always chasing the next big project. I was a graphic designer freelancing from home, which gave me time to notice the little things like how her smile started fading, how her late nights got later. It started small. She'd come home exhausted, barely talking, her eyes glued to her phone. I'd ask about her day and she'd mumble something vague like, just work stuff. I didn't push. I trusted her. But then the texts got shorter, her excuses flimsier. Staying late again. Don't wait up. I'd lie in bed staring at the ceiling, the quiet hum of our apartment feeling louder than ever. I told myself it was just work stress. Clara was ambitious, she always had been. But deep down something gnawed at me, a whisper I couldn't shake. One night I saw her phone light up while she was in the shower. A name flashed, Jake. Her coworker. I didn't snoop. I'm not that guy, but the name stuck. Jake, the guy she mentioned casually, the one she worked with on big projects. I started noticing how often his name came up. Jake had this idea. Jake said we should. It was always Jake. I'd smile, nod, but my stomach twisted. Was I paranoid? Or was I seeing what I didn't want to see? Then came that text. Meeting tonight, might sleep at the office. It hit like a punch. Clara never slept at the office. She'd always come home, even if it was 2 a.m., collapsing into bed with a tired sigh. I stared at her message, my thumb hovering over the keyboard. I wanted to ask why? What's going on? But instead I typed, I'll bring coffee for you and Jake. I don't know why I added his name. Maybe I wanted her to correct me, to say no, just me. She didn't. Her reply was a quick thanks, love you. I couldn't sleep that night. I kept picturing her at the office laughing with Jake, their heads bent over laptops too close. By 6 a.m., I was out the door, 2 coffees in hand, driving to her building. My heart pounded as I walked through the glass doors, the security guard giving me a nod. The office was quiet, fluorescent lights buzzing softly. I found her desk, expecting to see her curled up in a chair, maybe asleep. But her desk was empty. No laptop, no coat, no sign of her. My eyes darted to Jake's desk across the room. Empty too. I set the coffees down, my hands shaking. Clara. I called softly, my voice echoing in the empty office. Nothing. I checked the break room, the conference room, nothing. My phone buzzed. A text from Clara. Sorry, meeting ran late. Crashed at Jake's place. Be home soon. The world tilted. Crashed at Jake's place? My wife at another man's house? I stood there, frozen, the coffee growing cold on her desk. My mind raced, excuses, explanations, anything to make this okay. Maybe it was innocent. Maybe they just worked late and she needed a couch to crash on. But the ache in my chest told me otherwise. I drove home, the city a blur. When Clara walked in an hour later, her hair messy, her eyes avoiding mine, I knew. Hey, she said, her voice too bright. Sorry about last night. It was crazy. I didn't move from the couch. You were at Jake's, I said, not a question. Her face froze just for a second before she laughed it off. Yeah, his place was closer. We were exhausted. Nothing weird, Ethan. But her eyes wouldn't meet mine. I wanted to scream, to demand answers, but my voice came out quiet. Clara, what's going on? She sighed, sitting across from me, her hands twisting in her lap. Nothing's going on. You're overthinking this. But her voice cracked, and that's when I saw it. The guilt in her eyes, the weight she'd been carrying. I pressed, my voice steady but breaking inside. Tell me the truth. Please. The room went silent, the kind of silence that suffocates. Then she looked down, tears spilling. I didn't mean for it to happen, she whispered. It just did. It felt like the floor dropped out. She told me everything, how it started with late night talks, how Jake listened when she felt I didn't, how one night turned into something more. Each word was a knife, carving away the life I thought we had. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I just sat there, numb as she sobbed, saying she was sorry, that she loved me, that she didn't know how to fix it. I wanted to believe her, but all I could see was her at Jake's, in his arms, while I was home waiting with coffee. The days after were a haze. Clara moved out to her sister's, saying she needed space to figure things out. I didn't fight it. I couldn't look at her without seeing betrayal. I spent nights replaying our life, wondering where I went wrong. Was I too distant? Too trusting? I boxed up her things, each item a memory, her favorite mug, the scarf she wore on our first date. I didn't want revenge. I just wanted to feel whole again. Months passed. I started therapy, learned to sit with the pain instead of running from it. Clara and I talk sometimes, stilted conversations about logistics, never about us. I heard she and Jake didn't last. Turns out, secrets don't make for strong foundations. I didn't gloat. I just kept moving forward, one small step at a time, rebuilding a life that was mine alone. Some days I'd pass our old diner and smile, remembering her laugh. Other days I'd feel the ache, but it was softer now, less sharp. I don't know if I'll ever fully trust again, but I'm learning to live for me. I keep her scarf in a drawer, not out of longing but as a reminder. Love can break you, but it doesn't have to define you. Sometimes I think about that coffee sitting cold on her desk and I realize, I'm worth more than being someone's afterthought. If you've listened all the way till now, thank you. Sharing this feels like letting go just a little. Your support means more than you know. And I'm grateful you're here with me through these stories.